Hi, it's Babette TheConservative Holder, and what I wanted to do was a short blog, video blog really today. I didn't have the time to do a type blog, and it was basically I'm going to be covering a question that was proposed to me by a friend or presented to me the other day. Actually, a couple people have come to me with this question, and basically what it is they're asking me, why is it that someone who is biracial, especially half white and half black, identify as black? And I always, I haven't, it's not like I haven't had that question before. It's come up a lot more recently, but for me, and I can only speak for myself, it's basically because society perceives me as black. And when I look in the mirror, I'm sorry, I don't see a Caucasian person. Nowhere near a Caucasian in my eyes, with my skin tone and my permatan and my features, and in particular with my hair issues and loves. I don't see a Caucasian person. I see myself as a black person, and basically that's how American society perceives me. Ever since when I was born, my birth certificate has my mother's name on it, and then it says Negro, because at the time that was the word Negro. It has my father's name, and it says Caucasian, and then of course it has my name, and it says Negro. Even with the two, where you can see the interracial relationship, they still classified me as a Negro then. And obviously using that word, which was the proper word then, we blacks were not being called blacks or African American then. They just gotten rid of using the word colored as colored people, so it was Negro, just like Martin Luther King and the rest have referred to in their speeches as the Negro people. That's on my birth certificate. On birth certificates these days, my daughters, there is no racial identity on their birth certificate. So I kind of found that interesting. I actually checked them recently, because when I thought about it, I was like, what does theirs say? And of course there's no racial identity on there. But to finish answering my friend's question, I also had mentioned to her the historical racial identifying that America has had all along, and a lot of it was racist geared, especially in the colonial days. There was proposals in a lot of southern states for one-drop laws and acts, which actually were laws on the book in the southern states, for the one-drop. Virginia actually, I think, was one of the first states to put the term and clear definition of mulatto on the history books. And a mulatto was defined as a biracial or multiracial with African ancestry. By 1/4 would qualify you under that. And what 1/4 measures out to be, it could be a grandfather or grandparent, so that would be 1/4. Then there was the South Carolina Constitutional Convention, and that was in 1895, and an opposition to that being a law on the book was being opposed in the debate by George D. Tillman. And Tillman stated, if the law is made as it now stands, respectable families in Aiken, Barnwell, Colleton, and Orangeburg will be denied the right to intermarry among people with whom they are now associated and identified. At least 100 families would be affected, to my knowledge. They have sent good soldiers to the Confederate Army and are now landowners and taxpayers. Those men served creditably, and it would be unjust and disgraceful to embarrass them this way. It is a scientific fact that there is not one full-blooded Caucasian on the floor of this convention. Every member has in him a certain mixture of colored blood. And then he went on to make another there was a few more sentences to that statement. they still pass the one-drop law, mainly in the southern states. And then as early as 1910, we started seeing Jim Crow laws based on racial identity and interracial marriages. So then go forward to 1966 when I was born, and you can see as they were still making that society itself and institutions determine your race. Didn't matter what that baby looked like, obviously, because in those days, and that's my mother told me, she didn't fill out the forms like I did and so forth. They took the parents' names and the nurse with the clipboard, and then they sent it in with all the information, and you got your child's birth certificate. But mainly, I just let people know that for racial identity, myself personally, now that the United States Census Bureau, since 2000, I believe it was, allows biracial and multiracial people to check as many as they want. I usually check both boxes. It's not that I'm trying to deny my other heritage or ethnicity side. It's just that for years, I'm a Black American, but mainly I tell people I actually identify myself as Babette Holder Youngberg, or Bobby for those who know me. Thank you.